I want to welcome you back to another video, and if it's your first time here, my name is Young Fizz. I also go by mr.dopestatus on Instagram. I make a lot of helpful machine tutorials as well as other audio-related content, but today we're going to be focusing on native instruments, specifically why I believe you should buy into the native instruments ecosystem. Now, right now, you can get 15% off if you use my code FizzENT15 at the Native Instruments website. Get 15% off your purchase on Native Instruments software only. But besides that, we're going to dive into why I think you should buy into the ecosystem. And as you already know, you already get some great vouchers like I just mentioned, FizzENT15, and save 15% off. So number one, I got some stuff written down, which is the first one is seamless integration between the hardware and the software. As some of you may or may not know, I started off using the Machine software, and I have that integrated with my Machine Studio. And then I later got sent out the Machine Plus. And the way it kind of integrates together is just, it's like another level, right? It kind of just lets you ditch the mouse and the keyboard and just focus your hands in on what you're creating creatively. So no matter if you are using the Machine with the software, or if you're using the control with the Machine, or if you are using the Machine with Pro Tools or another DAW, it just kind of all works seamlessly all together. Another thing that I think is worthy of mentioning is the NKS, which is the native control standard. And basically that allows you to have instant control over third-party plugins. So now that I have talked about the seamless integration, the next thing I want to talk about is the speed and efficiency. There's nothing that is more unmotivating than having to search and browse your sounds when everything is just unorganized. And so with native control standard and the whole tagging, the way everything works in Contact 8, it just makes it a lot easier when you are searching for your sound. So right here I have tag-based browsing and instant preset loading through the hardware scenes. So you're able to basically use your controller and call up some sounds and find sounds and search sounds, all using the hardware instead of having to click your mouse and scroll through, and click through different sounds. You can all audition it right from the keyboard or your machine. So it just makes it a lot easier as far as the workflow. On top of that, you have different effects inside a machine, whether you're using maybe like a byte or some of the internal effects, such as the chorus, the meta verb, stuff like that. You're able to control that all inside the machine. Well, you're able to do that also from the Control S61 as well. So if you are using some sort of plugin, you're able to control the different effects. And it doesn't even have to be from native instruments. It can be like a third-party effect, and you're still able to use your keyboard to control that different effect. Now, I would say this system is built for the modern producer. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, nowadays, there's two main things that producers do nowadays. They either A, sample, or B, play instruments, right? So if you are that person that likes to sample, you can literally sample whatever you want into Machine and play it back from there. You can chop it up using Machine, you can edit it, all that good stuff right inside of Machine. And you can use, I have the Machine Plus here to do just that. Now, I can use this in standalone mode, or I could plug it to a computer, which I have access to more sounds that way. But for the most part, I just use this just to kind of lay down the skeleton tracks, and then sometimes I'll dump it into Pro Tools, or sometimes I'll even just finish the whole track depending on the type of beat that I'm making and the genre. But Machine kind of just gets me started just doing that. The second type of producer is the one that actually creates those loops and creates those samples, the film score, all the music for what we hear today. So that type of producer is actually going to use these huge sample libraries, the extensive sample libraries, to basically craft their sound. So not only is this ecosystem for native instruments, but with NKS, it kind of goes outside these boundaries and offers control for those third-party plugins. Another thing I want to mention is something called Native Access, and that's how you basically manage all of your content. Everything is handled through Native Access, and so I'm able to put all of my sounds on an external drive, and wherever I go, I can just take that drive with me and plug it in and have all my sounds right there. So as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, you're going to be getting a lot of different vouchers, holiday upgrades, summer upgrades, stuff like that. This is a lot of stuff that they're going to be updating, and you have the ability to upgrade if you want to, and then you also get vouchers. So as I mentioned before, if you go over to Native Instruments website, you can use my code FizzENT15 and save that 15% off. So stuff like that you're going to be getting throughout the year. And the best part about it, no matter if you are a hip hop producer, a jazz musician, I don't care if you are someone that scores films, Native Instrument has it all. So there's no looking anywhere else. Once you buy into the system It's like you're here, right? And it makes music production a lot of fun. And again, I have the Control S61 and it has the light guides. It has a lot of different tools for contact that you can do for music theory. So everything that you need to get started is over at nativeinstruments.com. Remember, if you use my code FizzENT15, you can save 15% off. I hope this information has helped you out. I'm going to be leaving some links down below. So go ahead and click those links and remember to use my code at checkout. Again, it's FizzENT15 to get 15% off. We will see you on the next video. Thank you for tuning in and we are out.